Hello everyone, Randy here again. We're playing Farming Simulator 15 on Oklahoma. And since last episode, course play has been a bit busy. I'm not going to necessarily... I've been busy. There we go. We're going to get the John Deere 8370R here started on planting. And somebody said they wanted to see some soybeans. So, let's switch this over to soybeans. And we're just going to hire a worker here. I think I maybe should have moved him over just a bit. No, I guess he's getting it. No, he's not. Okay, why is he not working? Oh, he's out of seeds. Okay. Why are you out of seeds? I thought I refilled this before I brought it over. Guess not. Or did switching seed type empty it? Anyway, let's grab some seeds here a moment. And one of the things we need to do this episode is pick up some sort of fertilizing device. I'm thinking that's going to be a sprayer. Haven't really fully decided yet. We're going to have to look at the costs. As you can see, money is a slight problem at the moment. As in, we're out of it. As in, we're negative. So yes, we definitely need to probably borrow some money so we can buy a sprayer. And we're probably going to go farther behind here, to the fact I got to fill the seeder here. Let's see. You know what? This might be the wrong shed. Nope, no seeds in this shed. Okay. Got to remember what shed has the seeds here again. Oh, that reminds me. Somebody was asking about a straw cell point. I have not actually tried it, but that little shed thingy there kind of looks like a straw cell point to me. Could be wrong on that, but that's just what it looks like. Okay, let's see. Is this the seed shed? Oh, that was weird. Yes, it is. So anyway, since last episode, I have finished harvesting Field 6. Field 6 there is completely harvested. Mostly all of Course-Play's work. In fact, I pretty much just left my computer run and let Course-Play handle it. And time was at real time here on the Farming Simulator clock, that is anyway. So, from last episode when we started, I think it was around noonish game time. We finished about 1 o'clock a.m. during the night. So about 12, 13 hours of solid harvest. Well, I shouldn't say solid because we had a few hiccups, but of harvesting. So it took, we'll just say 12 hours to harvest Field 6 there. Just ridiculous. And like I said, that's real time, not, you know, like 5x game time or something like that. Okay, let's see if we can plant this time now. Why are you folding up again? Oh, there he goes. Okay, I don't know why he was folding it up there at first. That was kind of weird. Okay, now we're planting. Definitely helps when you have seeds, doesn't it, folks? That helps a lot. Okay, while he is doing that, let's just hop back over here. Oh, I did buy a supply truck and fuel tank, by the way. I bought the supply truck so I could refuel the combines in the field. I had to refuel them twice while harvesting field 6. Unfortunately, I thought I'd just buy the supply truck here. It's like, oh, I can refuel them with this. I could not, for the life of me, get this truck to refuel those combines. I don't know what I was doing wrong, but this truck would not refuel the combines. And I have used it before to refuel. In fact, if you hop in it, it can refuel itself. Most impressive feature. Not really, but it can refuel itself. So yeah, unfortunately, I had to go ahead and buy the tank then, and was able to refuel them from the tank. Don't know what was wrong with this truck, because like I said before, I've used it quite a bit, and been one of my favorite go-to trucks for supplies. Drives like crap, but it has everything. So it's got the fertilizer, it's got the fuel, and it's got the seeds. So like I said, it's always been my go-to truck for supplies. But yeah, for some reason, it would not refuel those case combines. I don't know why. And I'd like to say I'm pretty sure in the past I have refueled them with this truck. So, oh well. Anyway, that was kind of a waste of money there, unfortunately. If I'd known that, I would have just bought the tank here, and we could have pulled it behind our current truck. Speaking of the current truck, I have that sitting outside of Field 6 here. I found the buy icon for only a whopping $1.2 million. Not actually as bad as I thought it would be, folks. I thought it'd be, somewhere probably several million, but only $1.2 million. Actually, in my opinion, not too bad. Anyway, folks, have any guess how much wheat we got off this field? If you look out across this field, it's a fairly good sized field. Probably not quite as big as 13 up there, but it's definitely the second biggest field on this map. So yes, you folks have any guess as to how much wheat we got off of it? Now, I actually don't know myself because I haven't actually looked at the final number. Last time I looked, it's like, wow, that's going to be a lot of wheat. So, yeah, so we have a lot of wheat. You folks have any guess? And while you folks are thinking about that, let's go see what we have for sprayers here. Actually, how much money can we actually spend here? Because we're minus 19. I can borrow 70, but I'm minus 19, so I got roughly 50,000 if I take out the max loan. So yeah, we're definitely not going to be affording any of these self-propelled ones. Also have a self-propelled John Deere, not going to be affording that. That is ideally, folks, what I'm going for, like a self-propelled sprayer. Oh, that's a lot cheaper. If I hadn't probably wasted the money on the truck, I probably could have afforded that one. Oh well. So what I am thinking, what's the end game here? 24 meters. 26 meters. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the advantage of this is it actually goes a lot farther than the pellet fertilizer will. So, let's buy that one then, I guess. I do not. Yeah, okay. Let me borrow some money first, then we'll buy it. And we're going to want a tractor, too, if I can. So that leaves me 21,000 for a tractor. I've got one in mind. I don't know if there's anything better or not. So yeah, we're definitely be looking at tractors less than 20. Oh, we could get a Ford. A little outside the price range. Oh, even the internationals are outside the price range. Oh, well. Oh, 47.55. Could almost buy that. You folks have seen that tractor quite a bit. We use that on the multiplayer server. A John Deere 3650. Kind of an older one. Not particularly a fan of that tractor. Like I said, I do have one in mind if I don't see anything else here. Definitely need to, I think, work on picking up this tractor. This is a really nice looking tracked John Deere, at least in my opinion, again, anyway. Oh, where is it here? There is a free, yes. We could pick up a Massey Ferguson 8737 for $0. Okay, let's go back to the tractor I have in mind here, because like I said, John Deere 4020. We're just going to buy that tractor. And in the interest of saving time, we'll just reset this time. Okay, hopefully this will actually pick up the sprayer. Just happen to think of that. That might be a problem. Okay, yeah, it seems to handle it. Would have been kind of nice to buy the front tank for this as well, but then we would have had to have a tractor with a front 3-point hitch. Plus, we would have had to buy the tank. Plus, we probably would have been out of money by then, so. Okay, let's head out to, let's see, was it field 1? I believe field 1 is the ripest field, so we'll get that sprayed. I've got the combine sitting out by field 1 waiting to harvest. And I believe we got oats planted on that field. I also planted field 3. Let's see, I think I put oats on that field as well. Let's double check. Nope, I put barley, or is it planted? Yes, it is planted. I put barley, apparently. Well, let's check. I think you can hire, yes, you can hire a worker with this. You know, being that's a little bit wider open map, I figure we can get away with the sprayers here as opposed to the pellet fertilizer spreaders. Wow, can't even see the guy sitting in the cab. Well, not really a cab, in the seat of the tractor, I guess. Okay, that looks pretty good. Interesting, it says it's 24.9. About time the salesperson didn't jip us on the width. Okay, let's lock in that steering. And away we go. Wow, 7 miles an hour. Oh, yes, folks, that's right. That's what I always dislike about the sprayers. It only lets you go 7 miles per hour. Which actually seems slow for real life speed, if you ask me, folks. I don't know if you folks ever see sprayers out in the field, at least the self-propelled ones anyway. They are flying up and down them fields. I'm not exactly sure how fast they're going, but at least the ones from the co-op anyway, they're flying up and down the fields. Oh, our John Deere 8370 is blocked. Oh, I bet you I know why, folks. He's probably been blocked for a while. You know what? Let me just hire you for the moment. Yes, there's probably a couple combines. Yes, sitting on the field. My bad. Had him sitting on field 2 here. I didn't want him too close to field 1 here because I was going to put spray on it. Oh, you're probably going to get stuck again, aren't you, as well? Maybe I should do a headland. Oh, you can drive through the trees? Okay. You can drive through the trees. I'm good with that if you can. You can, okay. Good. Sort of good, anyway. Okay, with that out of the way, then we'll put these combines back on the field. Like I said, I had them here so they'd be out of the way for field 1 there when we sprayed it. Now let's say a pretty nice looking oat texture actually looking at it. I think I've seen better, but it's definitely not one of the worst oat textures I've seen. I've definitely seen a lot worse oat textures. This definitely looks like one of the better ones. Actually, it looks like oats for a change compared to some textures. Okay, we'll go back to spraying here then. Okay, we're going to unhire you. Realign the GPS, I guess, because it doesn't quite use the same width. And while we're playing up and down the field simulator here with a sprayer, let's see if we can read a few comments. Reminds me, by the way, folks, at the time I'm recording this, the multiplayer server has crashed again. I actually got a message from Aussie this morning. Unfortunately, I didn't see it till just a little bit before I started recording this, that the server was down again. So what I'm doing is actually uploading the updated version of Pleasant Valley River, seeing as how we were one version behind. We'll see if that'll help with the server crashing or not. We had the server there crash yesterday, and then like I said, apparently it crashed again this morning sometime, so that's starting to get to be a lot of crashing. Not sure why it's crashing. It's the common, what I call Lua stack error. Doesn't tell you why. It just, it goes through the Lua call stack error. Really annoying error message because it doesn't actually help you with anything. Oh, sprayer did not turn on. Okay. Now I know I pushed the button to turn it on. Why did it not turn on? There we go. So yes, like I said, the server should be back up here again. At least the time I'm recording this, back up again shortly. Obviously, by the time you folks see this, it should definitely be back up. It will be running the updated version of Pleasant Valley Rivers. It's worth noting, too, there's supposed to be another revision of Pleasant Valley Rivers coming out. I believe it's this Friday. That would be... Let's see, that'd be July 1, I believe. Be Friday. So July 1, there's supposed to be yet another update to Pleasant Valley Rivers coming out, fixing a bunch of bugs and stuff, I guess. So I'm sure we'll probably be updating to that once that comes out again. Okay, let's read a couple comments here. Jim was saying, great video, love the map. You did better than I did in the go-kart. Yes, folks, that go-kart on Pleasant Valley Rivers is really hard to drive. Once I got it to the racetrack, it actually wasn't too bad. Drove pretty good in the racetrack, but just driving around the map, terrible. Yeah, Jim was saying, I'll stick to the tractors. Drive control with IC control on the class. Uses spacebar. Had me stuck for a while. Oh, yes. Yep, I know what you mean there with the spacebar and drive control. And IC. Would hate to lose the Berks because of the amount of wood chips all the plants need for boards, resin, paper, and so on. That is a good point, what he made there about leaving the Brooks in because of the amount of wood chips you need. Kind of like what I said, though, in my opinion, is definitely way OP. And I mean way OP. Boy, kind of a waste of spray here, but oh well. Mariah was asking, what is your server name? So yes, for those of you looking for the multiplayer server, just go to International and search for RDL, and it should be the only server that comes up. At least typically it is the only one that comes up. I know I have seen a couple others every now and then, but should be the only one that comes up. White was asking, how do you get your John Deere mods? For those of you looking for the mods I have, there should be a mod list in the description of this video below. And lists all the mods I currently have. And yes, folks, I do know some of the links in that mod list are broken. Unfortunately, at the time I got the mods, that is where I got them from. Hopefully from the mod list, you folks can at least just do a Google search and you should be able to find them pretty easily. As far as I know, all the mods are still available yet. It's just a matter of finding them. Owen was saying about the Pleasant Valley Rivers there, the VW. My dad has a car just like that in real life, but blue instead of yellow. Yes, a Volkswagen Bug. Kind of an interesting car. Also, somewhat difficult to drive on the multiplayer server as well. Not quite as bad as the go-kart, but yeah, pretty difficult car to drive as well. Reese was asking, why can I not join the server? I keep getting stuck on syncing. Yes, that is the problem with the server. It is crashing, and when it crashes, people just get stuck syncing forever. Oh, you know what, folks? Why am I driving? Oh, wait. Let's grab the supply truck here. And I can resupply myself out in the field. Just happen to think of that. Assuming the supply truck works anyway. I did not do too well with the fuel there for some reason with those combines. And yes, folks, I drove around and around that truck with that combine. I backed in, I turned in, I did all kinds of crazy stuff. The combines just would not refuel from that truck for some reason. Don't know why. Be interested to see. We'll maybe try it with this tractor just to see once. Oh, did I really? Okay. I gotta keep going a bit, I guess. I guess I stopped that far back. I thought I was a little bit closer than that. Supply truck. Actually, no, let's ditch the fuel tank. We don't need it. Okay. I think if we go around the back side here. There we go. Got the fertilizer. Excellent. At least that part works. MK8 was asking, who's driving the VW? You or Herbie? I had to laugh at that one. That was pretty good, I thought. Okay, we're back full again. Let's just see if we can refuel this tractor here a moment. Maybe is it an issue with the combine or is it an issue with the truck? Like I said, I've used this truck lots of times before. Always been my favorite go-to truck. Now that should be nice and close, right? Yep, we can refuel. Okay, so must have been something with those bloody combines then. I don't know what their issue was, but that was kind of annoying. Like I said, folks, I bought the supply truck. I figured, hey, good, I got seeds, I got fertilizer, I got fuel. I should be all set. But yeah, then of course it didn't work. And like I said, I drove around and around those combines. I drove the combines around and around the truck. I probably tried for a good 10 minutes, I bet, to try to get fuel out of that truck. And I could not. It's like, boy, I could have sworn I've got fuel out of this truck before. I could not get it to work. So, yep, ended up buying the fuel tanker there, filled up the fuel tanker, brought that out with the combines, filled the combines right up with no problem. Carter Farms is asking, is the map up for 24/7? Yes, the multiplayer server is up 24/7. It's a dedicated server, by the way, for those who are wondering, so it is running constantly. Point to make here, it only runs when somebody is on it. So when nobody's on it, time stops. It kind of, freezes. And as soon as somebody gets back on, then the time continues again. That is actually an option you folks can have, is for the multiplayer server, it can actually continue to run when nobody's on it. I've got it set so it doesn't run if nobody's on it. Peterbilt 100 was saying the go-kart sounds like a lawnmower. Those go-karts kind of tend to sound that way. Little whiny engines with small mufflers, or no mufflers. Now, can I drive through the trees here? You can, okay. Not going to say I'm going to make a habit of that, just was curious. Oh, yes, got a comment from James here. Pretty good comment, I thought. You folks may remember, I think it was the last episode or episode before, mentioned something about the fact that the grain drill there can plant corn, and I said that technically shouldn't be possible. Same thing goes for a couple of the corn planters and farming simulator that can plant like oats and grain like that. Technically also not supposed to be. But anyway, James is saying it's possible to plant corn with a drill in a pinch. He says we did it once when the corn planter had a major failure. We blocked half the rows and adjusted as needed and planted 15-inch rows of silo corn to be harvested with a Kemper header. Says it worked okay. Not going to do it again unless necessary, but it did work. So yes, very interesting. Someone actually did it here. So yes, thanks to James there for sharing that. I thought that was pretty interesting. And I kind of asked him how they managed to do that too. He replied back, if you block every other row, you get 15-inch rows. It's not anywhere near as precise as a corn planter, but we did get it with a case 5100 conventional drill depth. Oh, drill depth wasn't ideal. It says they ended up working it an extra couple times to make the ground fluffier so you get the drill deeper. So that's probably something to note there. Grain drills obviously have a lot narrower rows, a lot more rows for the width. So they said he blocked every other row. So he got 15-inch rows. Still almost half of what normal rows are. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe most normal rows are around the 30-inch mark there for corn. The thing with the difference between a grain drill and, say, a row crop corn planter, I know I've heard people say this before. A grain drill is pretty much a uncontrolled spill, as in it just kind of spills the seeds into the ground. It works, but it's kind of uncontrolled and very unprecise. A corn planter or row crop planter is precise, or supposed to be precise anyway, maybe I should say. It should be planting the corn to an exact depth with an exact spacing and, exact width between the rows. And of course, being exact, probably a little variation there, but that is the idea behind a row crop planter. It's supposed to be much more precise, whereas grain drill just, like I said, as the expression I've heard before, an uncontrolled spill. Anyway, folks, looking at the time, looks like it's probably time to wrap up the episode here. If folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and till next time. And just one note, folks, here, I almost forgot. I was going to show you folks how much wheat we got off of Field 6 here. I just remembered that. So, how much wheat did we get off of Field 6? 2,323,245. Wow. We got a lot of wheat. Like I said, folks, I'm going to save that up, and we're going to put all of that towards buying Field 6. Probably won't be quite enough money to buy Field 6 with what we have here, but it'll be pretty close, I think, especially if the price doesn't go down too much. Looks like it's right around 500 at the moment. You know, if the price goes up a little bit, we should be able to afford Field 6. But yeah, so anyway, folks, just wanted to mention that. Like I said, I forgot to mention that earlier, so